Hi, thanks for watching my video blog. I'm Heather Choate. Today I'm going to talk about 4 abundance hacks. In other words, how we can see more abundance in our lives and the world around us, and therefore be able to attract more abundance to us. To start, I'm going to start off with kind of a silly story. I'm going to call it the parable of the jelly beans. So this weekend, our kids watched 8 hours of general conference, which is basically where we watch 8 hours of sermons. And we kind of bribed our kids to do this by saying that for every keyword they heard, they'd mark it on a sheet. At the end, we'd tally all the keywords up, and they'd earn a piece of candy for each one. Well, we had several nieces and nephews, actually like 10 extra nieces and nephews join in on this, and they all got really into it, and they were very excited to tally up their sheets. So at the end, Ben and I were like, oh crap, what are we going to do? We didn't quite get enough candy for this. Well, I said, no worries. We will share our candy with them, and they deserve a reward as well. My husband was like, oh, these are my jelly beans. And as I was passing them out, he was like looking at each one like, oh no, I'm losing jelly beans. And at the end, he was like, make sure I get some. And I kind of joked with him saying, in my world, there is an abundance of jelly beans. And in your world, you have a lack of jelly beans, and there isn't enough for everyone. That's kind of a silly thing, but it illustrated to me a really powerful difference in mindsets, that some of us really believe that there is a lack. There's only so much to go around, and we have to fight for every last jelly bean that there is. And then there's a different mentality that says there is enough for everyone, there is enough for all. I can have abundance, and I can share and give abundance. That isn't always an easy mindset to have in a world that kind of preaches lack. But we know that science has said that if we divided the food, even in the US, amongst the entire world, there would be enough to go around. So to me, there really is abundance, and there is enough. So I have 4 kind of like, I call them abundance hacks, or abundance tricks that I play on myself to help me remember that there is enough, and especially with financial. It's really difficult to log into your bank account, see a negative balance, or see that you don't have enough to even pay your bills and feel like, oh, there's abundance. But to attract more in, we need to shift our focus, because where focus is, there energy goes. Also, what you focus on increases in your life. And so one of the first things I do is I carry now cash in my wallet, which might seem a silly thing. Not a lot. Sometimes a lot. Right now there's not a lot, but I know there could be a lot because I have abundance. But this, even just having a few dollars in my wallet, to me, makes me feel like I have money. I know that may seem silly, but there's something about physical paper money, for me, that makes it seem more real. I'm less prone to spend it on things that don't really matter as much if it's physical money. If it's just a swipe of a card, it's so easy to do because it doesn't feel as real. So having real money in my wallet makes me feel like I have wealth, like I have money. And that's just a simple thing, but it actually makes a difference for me. So something you might want to try. I don't know if it'll work for you, but it's worth a try. So the second thing is to take Earl Nightingale's advice, as well as the Richest Man in Babylon, to save 10% of everything that you earn. And if you do that, if you set aside 10% of what you earn and you do not spend it, it will accumulate, and pretty soon you will be amazed at how much money you have. This money is not to be spent, it is to be invested only to create more wealth. So that's tactic number 2. Tactic number 3 for me is to help every needy person that I can. So we live in Colorado Springs, and I see tons of homeless people. I've been shocked since we moved here how many there are on the street corners, begging for money in Walmart parking lots with their signs. And at first I was like, no, we're living in a camper. We've been through a really hard year. I am not going to be able to help all these people. There's no way. And I just decided to shift that mentality. First of all, I always have cash. So what a better thing to do with it than to impart a little bit of it to every single person that I can. And if I even give them, just $1, or if I don't even have $1, whatever change I can find in my car, but to be able to give and know that what I give will come back to me. And that there is enough. There is enough for me and there is enough for them, and that I do have it within my power to help people in a way that I can. And that makes me feel fulfilled, and it also helps me recognize that I do have a lot and that I can help others and that it will come to me as well. So I'm kind of rambling. Forgive me. It's been a long day. Anyway, tactic number 4 is gratitude. And this is a huge thing to me. This is a game changer. You want to change the way that you view your life and you view your circumstances. It is truly through gratitude. The way that I found best to remember to express gratitude is in a gratitude journal. And I started doing this several years ago, where I write 5 things down at the end of the night that I'm grateful for. That helps me recognize the true abundance in my life. The abundance of health, the abundance of energy, the abundance of love, the abundance of challenges to overcome. Don't we love that one? The abundance of good friends, the abundance of good food, the abundance of clean drinking water. My brother served a mission in Brazil, and my husband served a mission in Ecuador. They spent 2 years there, truly living among the people. I did not go to these places myself, but through them, I learned that what we have is truly an abundance here in America. They say that we're one of the richest countries in the world, and we just take it for granted. Even the poorest of our poor are better off than most other third world countries. And if one of those, Brazilians in the favelas came here, even to our camper, and saw, how we live, how we have internet, we have clean drinking water. I can go to the grocery store and buy gobs of grocery to feed my family, and we can do that. They would be amazed. And that really truly opened my eyes that we do have abundance, and I need to be grateful for it. I need to recognize it. The late Dr. Wayne Dyer says that he would always pick down, he would always bend down and pick up any spare change that he found on the ground. Even if it was a dime, he would bend down and pick it up and say, "Thank you, God. Thank you." And he would never say, "Only a dime?" No, his attitude was one of true gratitude and appreciation. And the more grateful we are for things, the more we recognize that there is abundance in our life. I believe that when we get ourselves into that state, we're welcoming and opening ourselves to receive more and to allow ourselves to have more. Rather than being focused on lack and scarcity and the lack of jelly beans, we will be focused on how much there is and how much can go around and how much good we can do and how much good we can accept into our own lives. Those are my 4 tactics. I hope that they're helpful for you. If you like this, please subscribe and like and share. And thank you very much.